All right. So, hey, everybody. So, for anybody on here who doesn't know who I am, I'm Sarah. I'm 30 years old. I'm a presidential diamond. I've been with It Works since March of 2014, so 6.5 years. And when I found this business, I was a broke college student. I was getting my master's degree. I was working 2 jobs. I was planning my wedding. I didn't have a lot of free time, and I joined this business as a means to an end. I truly never saw this becoming a career. I just joined hoping to make a little bit of extra money so that we could have some cushion every month to go out to eat or buy new clothes or, start getting ahead on things, have some savings, something like that. And what I found when I got into this business was that it could be the vehicle that gave me freedom, that paid off our debt, that allowed me to go after a life that I dreamed of, that I never saw as possible for myself working, just a 9 to 5 career. And that's exactly what it's done. From the moment that I decided that this business was going to be that vehicle for me and that I was going to become just absolutely all in, obsessed with my dreams and obsessed with my business, it turned into replacing my part-time job income and then replacing my full-time job income and then earning me more in a month than I would earn in 6 months working at my full-time job. And I was able to do that from my phone on my own hours, writing my own paycheck, which was such a huge blessing. We paid off, hold on, I see a bunch of people hopping on now. We've been able to pay off over $60,000 in student loan and credit card debt. We've bought new cars. We bought our dream home. My husband was able to kind of switch gears in his career to do something that gave him a lot more flexibility. He's a pilot. So, when we started growing our family, him being gone for days at a time overnight was just kind of out of the question. It was not something that we wanted to do with new babies. So I've been able to be home with our kids since they were born. They're now 3.5 and 2. My husband's been able to completely make his own hours in his job so that he can be home with the kids. And we have so much freedom, and it's all because of this business. So what I want to talk to you guys tonight is, first of all, if you are new, welcome. If you've been here for a while, welcome back. Hello. But I want to talk to you guys tonight about what it looks like to really dream big and allow this business to become the vehicle to go after your dreams and to allow yourself to become obsessed with going after those dreams and the journey to getting there. Okay. So, first, I'm going to give a little plug for a book that has helped me really kind of organize, what it looks like for us to dream and to go after our dreams and to realize the kind of stepping stones, the milestones that we hit on the way to pursuing our dreams. This is the book. Hold on. Luna always wants to go outside when I get on a Zoom. Okay. Never fails. So anyway, yeah, the book is called The Dream Giver. Okay, so you can buy the hardcover, you can get it on Audible, which is really cool because if you're not somebody who can sit down and read a book, but you spend a lot of time in your car every single day, maybe to and from a job or to and from school, I would definitely recommend doing the Audible version because then you can listen to it while you're commuting. And then I think they have it on the Kindle app too. But yeah, it's called The Dream Giver by Bruce Wilkinson. And the beginning half of it is him basically telling the story of Ordinary, which is the name of the person who is given a dream by the dream giver and decides to go to pursue it. And every obstacle that he hits along the way, all the fear, all the discomfort, all the nervousness, and just kind of walking you through that. So it's like a parable at the beginning, the first couple of chapters of the first half. And then the second half is real world examples of what it looks like when other people decide to go after their dreams. This author, and then also people that he has coached through going after their dreams. So I got this on Amazon. You can buy it on Amazon, or you can buy it at any bookstore probably, but I buy everything on Amazon. So yeah, I highly, 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 highly recommend it because truthfully, like you guys are on here because you want more for your life, because you know, like deep inside of you, there is a dream. And maybe you've been too ashamed to even utter it out loud. I know that's the kind of life that I lived. Or any time that I would start to say the things that I wanted, I would get shut down by the people around me. Like, who are you to think that you can do something like that? Like, normal people don't do that kind of stuff. You're from too small a town. You're not outgoing enough. You don't know enough people. Um, people who want that kind of a life are greedy, or they, people who do big things are like special, or they have whatever background. So anytime that I would start to get bold and share my dream with somebody else, somebody would shut me down. So drop a one in the chat if you have ever shared like your dream or a little bit about your dream with somebody else and had them shut you down. Let's just see. Because that was me. Okay, 111. Yeah. Okay. So we've got dreamers in here, and you guys, like, this is just, I love this book because that's one of the first things that Ordinary in this book, he is given this dream by the dream giver, and he goes out and he tells his best friend what his dream is, and his best friend was like, what? No, you can't do that, that's crazy. And that was me. So many different times in my life. So when I found this business, I mean, I joined claiming that I just wanted to make extra, but I saw bonuses being promised. I saw people who were changing their lives, and I was like, I mean, if I'm like really honest with myself, gosh, I would love to like have crap tons of money. I would love to be wealthy. I would love to be debt free. I would love to have crap tons of money in a savings account. I would love to drive my dream car. I would love to travel the world. I would love to go on like endless vacations. I would love to be my own boss. I would love to send my kids to the best schools. I would love to have, investments. I would love to have investment properties. I would love to like start foundations and fund charities. And like, if I'm being really real with myself, I would love to do all those things. Like, I see what very, very successful people, not just in this business, but like in the world, I see the kind of life that they are living, and not just the stuff, but the impact that they are having on the world. And I think, I want to do that. I want to be that person. And I felt that way when I first started this business, but like safe zone me, like afraid to disappoint myself me, said, I just want extra. That's it. That's it. Because I was afraid to really call out my dream and go after it and fall short. But I spent 5 months in this business, you guys, wasting time, not going all in, not going after the dream that was in my heart, because I was so afraid to fail and I didn't want to embarrass myself. But once I realized that I just needed to like call my shot and go after it and trust that if I give it everything that I got, that was going to be enough to get me there, everything changed. Everything changed. So maybe you joined this business because you just wanted a little extra, but like secretly deep inside, there's a part of you that you joined with somebody and you saw them posting about like the amazing stuff that this business is doing, either for them or for somebody else in this business. And you were like, well, that would be nice. That would be awesome. And like, you felt compelled. I mean, everybody says that they join this business for extra, but truthfully, everybody wants more than just extra. Everybody has a dream, okay? So what if this business is the vehicle for you to reach those dreams? Because dreams typically aren't free. They cost money, okay? The life that we want to live, the impact that we want to have, it takes money to get there, okay? So what if this business can be the thing that you can make an income with? I don't have anybody in the waiting room. I've approved everybody. What if this business can be the thing that makes you that life-changing income, that gives you the freedom? Like, if you can make enough money, you can completely design your life. You can decide where you want to live. You don't have to be tied to a job. You can live anywhere you want. You can move to the beach, you can move to the mountains, you can move to Australia, you can move to Canada, you can move to Hawaii, like wherever you want to live. You can do that if you have enough money. You want to start a foundation, you want to like give back to just organizations that you feel called to, you want to adopt, you want to foster, you want to start a dog rescue, like whatever you feel called to do, you can do that with enough money. So this business can be the thing that makes you that kind of an income. And the beauty of this business, unlike a job, is your income potential here is unlimited. Unlimited. Truly, you can make any amount of money that you want to make as long as you are willing to do what it takes to make it. So the harder you work, the more you make. The better you are at teaching other people to be good at this too, the more money you make. So you get to not only make an incredible income to go after your dreams, but you get to have an impact on other people. You get to go out there and find other people who have a dream in their heart just like you and turn around and mentor them to go after their dreams. And in doing that, you make more money, they make more money, and together we all get to make an impact. So like, nobody joins this business because we have a dream to sell wraps, to sell Skinny Brew, to, sign up teammates, whatever. Like, nobody joins this business because this business is what we dream of. Like, nobody grows up and says, someday I want to own a network marketing business and run it on social media. Like, nobody does that. I mean, now, who knows? Like, 5-year-olds have iPhones. So maybe 5-year-olds go around with a dream like, I want to be a social media influencer when I grow up. Maybe. So the world is changing, but like, nobody that I know grew up thinking that this is what they wanted to do with their life, that this was their passion, that this was the thing that like was their dream job or their dream life. But we get into this because we see that it can be the vehicle to get us there. Okay. So, what is your dream? You can say it out loud, you can write it down, but like, you need to know in your heart what your dream is. And I would really just encourage you to kind of journal that out. Journal it out. You can make a dream board. Some of you guys, if you're new, maybe you've never made a dream board before. The first time I made a dream board, I felt silly. It felt like a summer camp project for a 13-year-old. Like, it just felt very, very silly to me. I was like, whatever, I'll make it. And it was so much fun. It was so much fun. Don't do it with your husband. Don't do it with your friend. Don't do it with your mom. Don't do it with your sister. Like, do it on your own for you, where you can just be unapologetically and unashamed you and dream the dreams that you want, not the dreams that your husband wants, not the dreams that your mom thinks you should want. Like, just truly the things that you want with no influence over you. Okay. Sit down, make a dream board that you can hang up and put it somewhere that you can see it every day. Write down a list, like however you want to do it, but write it down tonight. Take 15 minutes and think, what do I actually want? If money was no like obstacle, is that the right word? If money, like if you had unlimited amount of money, what would your life look like? Where would you live? What kind of house would you have? How many vacations would you take? Would you have a job? What would you be doing to like impact the world? Who do you feel called to help? Do you want to help kids? Do you want to save kids? Do you want to partake in fostering? Do you want to like be a part of funding global relief and humanitarian efforts? Do you want to, save children from human trafficking? Like, do you want to give tons and tons of money to children's cancer research? Like, what are the things that when you see these stories come up on your Facebook or come up on the news or whatever, that you're like, oh my gosh, I want to help with that. Like, I want to have an impact there. I want to do something to make that better. Those are the things that you are called to. Those are the things that are your dreams. Okay. So, and you might not knock them out all at once. Maybe you start with small things. Maybe like your head's not even there yet. You're just like, I don't know, like I would really like to be debt free. Like we have like $10,000 in credit card debt. I would really love that to be done. I would really love my car to be paid off. I would really love our house to be paid off. So if those are the things that are on your heart right now, like don't feel like you have to have some big grand dream of like a beach house in Florida and a beach house in Texas and a beach house in California and a beach house in Hawaii and 10 vacations a year and whatever. Like you don't have to think that. If that's what you want, then write it down. Awesome. But like whatever you truly feel called to, write that stuff down. 5 to 15 minutes tonight before you go to bed. Think about it. Okay. Get excited about it. Pray over it. Figure out what you really, really want in life, and believe that this business came into your path to be the vehicle that takes you there. So figure out what your dream is, because without having a dream, you have no direction. All right. You have to have that destination to plug into your GPS for the vehicle to take you to the destination. Do you feel what I'm laying down here? So figure out what your dream is. Okay. And trust that this business was put in your life to pursue those things. Now, I want to talk to you guys about, so you have the dream, okay? You have the dream, you're excited because you're going to make an income here while making an impact, while pursuing your dreams. But you're also nervous, right? Drop a 2 in the chat if you're like nervous to take that first big step. Maybe you just started. Maybe you just started and you're nervous, okay? Maybe you joined and you haven't really done a whole lot towards working towards your goals yet because you're nervous, because you have that fear, okay? 2. Awesome, you guys. Thank you for being honest. 2. Okay. So you guys, that fear, he talks about it in this book, okay? He talks about it, and it's just like this veil. It's just this thin veil between your comfort zone of what is familiar to you. Because here's the thing, you joined this business because you were uncomfortable settling for normal anymore. You wanted more. You wanted something extra. So you had that tug, okay? So you're like, all right, I'm doing it. I don't care what anybody thinks. I don't care what anybody says. Like, I'm going for it. And you put yourself out there. You decide that you're going to do this. Maybe you put your first post out there and you're like wanting to go all in after your dream, but something is stopping you. And it's just that fear of failure, that fear of uncertainty, that fear of leaving your comfort zone, that even though your comfort zone, the place that you've lived in up until now, is uncomfortable, it's still familiar. And you're afraid to go into something that's uncharted waters for you, right? This is something that you've never done before. So you're nervous. Sorry, I'm having allergies really bad. Okay, so you have that fear. So step 1 is you have to stop looking at the fear as a sign that this is something you're not supposed to do. Fear is just the human response. It's your flight or fight response to unfamiliar. It's your brain just saying, like, I don't know this. I don't know what to categorize it as. So, like, we're afraid of it. We don't like it. It's change. It's uncomfortable. Like, let's just get away from here. So that's your body's automatic response, is to run in the opposite direction of discomfort. That's what fear is. It is a defense mechanism that your body puts up for itself to protect it. But guys, that fear is meant to save you in like mortal peril. You are not going to die from this business. Like, you're going to feel uncomfortable. You're going to feel a little bit nervous. You're going to feel a little overwhelmed. You're going to fall short sometimes, but you're not going to die. Okay. I promise you, no matter what you come up against in this business, you are not going to die. Okay. So that fear, it is just like your body triggering itself because you're uncomfortable, because it's just something new. Okay. So you have to recognize that and feel the fear and then do it anyway. That's it. Feel the fear, but do it anyway. Okay. So just say it with me. Feel the fear, do it anyway. All right. We all got scared. Every single one of us, when we started this business, we were scared. Like, I know some people who are top leaders in this business who it took them like 3 weeks to put their first post up because they were so afraid of what other people would think, or they were so afraid of not being successful. Okay. So feel the fear and just take that next step and do it anyway. Now, on the other side of fear is what in the book they talk about. It's called the borderland. Okay. So it's on the border of your comfort zone where you're like, okay, I've made my decision. I'm doing this. Okay. You are now taking that first step out of your comfort zone, and you know what you're going to meet. Every single one of us hits this, okay? So if you've already hit it, or you're still dealing with it, or you haven't dealt with it yet, and you're like worried about dealing with it and you're trying to avoid it as much as you can, don't. It's going to happen. In the book, he calls them border bullies, okay? Border bullies. How many of you guys, drop a 3 in the chat if you have had somebody tell you that it was a mistake for you to start this business? Okay, 3, 3, 3. Yep. Okay, for me, it was my mom and my best friend, and I feel like everybody from my hometown, like 30 people from my hometown, okay? So what this is, what a border bully is, it is somebody who is stuck in familiar and their comfort zone, like they're connected to you in a way that you getting out of your comfort zone, like disrupts their comfort zone. And it bothers them because they don't want to get out of their comfort zone. They want to stay nice and cushy in what's familiar to them. So when you start stepping out of your comfort, why did that just get very bright? Okay. When you start stepping out of your comfort zone, you now disrupt their comfort zone. And I know exactly what that was about. I mean, me stepping out of my comfort zone and doing this. Why are you back in the house? So me stepping out of my, do you need to go outside again? Hold on. Okay, so me stepping out of my comfort zone, like for my best friend, that messed with her because she didn't want to do anything like this. Like she had me in a box of who I was supposed to be and what our relationship was supposed to look like and what my career path was going to look like. So when I did this, she's like, I already had you boxed as this person and now you're trying to be this person, and that just like, it's messing with my mind and I can't handle it. I don't want to deal with it. Like, this is just dumb. We have like turkeys in our backwoods, so I think she's chasing them. I can hear her barking. I hope she doesn't wake up the boys. But anyway, so like my best friend, I know that that's what it was for her. My mom being like kind of weird about this and like, oh, well, don't get you. And hers wasn't so much like, it's a mistake for you to do this. My mom was more, oh, honey, like, that's cute that you want to make some extra money and that like part of you thinks that you can do big things here, but like, let's be real. Let's scale it back a little bit and like get our expectations on par here, because you're just like the people that you think are really inspiring and are making a lot of money, like they're special. Like they know a lot of people and they have special skills and stuff like that. And my mom's motives were more like to protect me from hurt, to protect me from disappointment. So like, I'm not mad at her about that or anything. And she's still got like her things about this, and that's fine. She doesn't voice them anymore, but that was her place. And then my hometown, the people who hated this, that I was doing this and were like commenting on all my stuff, bashing me, which it was very simple. It bothered me at first, but then I just got very comfortable with the block button and I just blocked all of them. Anybody who was making me feel whatever kind of way about what I was doing, anything other than excited and like ready to go, if they made me feel anything other than that, they were getting blocked. So on my first couple of posts that I was doing for my business, people from my hometown were just commenting on it like, that's a scam, that's a pyramid scheme, I'm so sick of seeing this stuff, you need to get out while you still can, you're never going to make money with this. Like 30 different people, okay? And I just blocked them. Their motivation was that me getting out of my comfort zone, me doing something big, like I'm from a super tiny farm town, and the people who were hating on me were people who were never going anywhere. They were never going anywhere. They weren't willing to do this themselves because they were afraid of what other people would think. They didn't want to be that person. So instead, they were going to pull me down with them. That's what they were trying to do. They were trying to pull me back with them because like me getting out of my comfort zone made them feel worse about not being willing to get out of their comfort zone. Okay. Is this kind of making sense to you guys? So if you guys are dealing with border bullies, if you guys are dealing with people who are kind of like going against what you're trying to do, don't take it personally. It is a complete reflection on how they are feeling on the inside, and you are not doing anything wrong. You're not hurting them by pursuing your dreams, and you dare hold yourself back from the dreams that you are called to just to fit into somebody else's box because you don't want to bother them, because you were made for so much more, and so were they. They have a dream too. They're just still stuck behind that wall of fear and not willing to go out of their comfort zone. That's it. So you're barking. Okay, so you get through the fear, you meet those border bullies, okay? And some of you guys, maybe you've been in this business for a while and you're still dealing with border bullies. And you're like, I don't get it. Like, why do I still have these people who are hating on me? Because you're still giving them that power over you. You're still giving them that power over you. You're still making them feel like their opinion matters. I haven't had like a true border bully since my first couple of weeks in the business because I didn't give them any power. I either blocked them if they were somebody that just didn't matter anyway. Can you stop? No. Can you just lay down? No, just lay down. Just lay down. No, you're too much right now. No, lay down. I understand you had a really fun time outside. Lay down. Okay. Lay down. Now. Lay down. Okay. So yeah, I haven't had a true border bully since I first started in this business because I don't give those people any power. Somebody unfollows me, I don't care. Somebody messages me on Instagram and tells me to get a new job or a real job, like blocking them. I message somebody on Instagram about doing this business with me and they tell me I'm spamming them and give me this whole spiel about how I'm like the scourge of the underworld by doing what I do. Like, I block them. I don't care. They're strangers and their opinion holds no weight over me. So I don't give them power. Family, if they give me a hard time, I mean, I'll like defend what it is that I'm doing. But if I can tell that I'm not making any headway with them, I just stop having the conversation. That's it. I just don't even worry about it. And like, I outgrew some friendships. I had some friends who drew a line in the sand and they were like, if that's the path that you're going to choose in this life, then I can't be friends with you, which like, it sounds so silly now, but like back then it just like shook them up so badly. And for me, it wasn't the business's fault that ruined the friendship. It just kind of like shone a light on like, okay, this friendship just wasn't what I thought that it was. And I outgrew them and I wasn't going to hold myself back just to fit into somebody else's box. Okay. So some of you guys are still hanging out with those border bullies and feeling like, oh, like I've been in this business a year and every time I try to get somebody to host a post for me, they say no. And like people are unfollowing me and I see people posting about how this is such a terrible thing and it just bothers me and like it's really like bumming me out. Like I get messages like that from you guys who are discouraged and you've been in this business for so long. Stop giving these people power over you. Stop it. They're just bullies because you're shaking up their comfort zone. You are doing nothing wrong. You're doing nothing wrong. And the sooner that you get that through your head and you just block these people or like, you know, stop giving them power over you, the sooner that you can start to have joy in the process and start moving forward in the directions of your dreams. But you are just sitting here in this borderland stuck by all of these bullies. Okay, so now once you get past those bullies, we always think like, okay, I joined, I got over my fear, I'm like doing the things. So now I'm going to arrive at my dreams. Like it's going to be easy. I'm going to give you guys a news flash. Okay. The journey to our dreams is not going to be easy because who we are now is not who we need to be to reach our dreams. It's going to be enough to reach like some of our dreams, like our really short-term goals and stuff like that. We'll knock stuff out along the way. But those big dreams that you feel called to, you're going to have to be sharpened like a skilled blade, right? You're going to have to be sharpened. And the way that you get sharpened is by being like tossed on the rocks, right? The smoothest stone in the river is in the harshest part, is in the place with the most rapids and the most like turbulence and things like that. So you're going to come against obstacles, and I don't want that to scare you. I want it to prepare you. I want it to be like a part of your expectations, so that when it happens, you're not like, I'm just like meeting all of these obstacles, and that's just a sign that this isn't for me, because if this was for me, it would be easy. Guys, life's not easy. I'm married. Marriage isn't easy. And every time we fight, I could be like, well, maybe that just means he's not the person for me. Like, no, us fighting makes us better, makes us better together. It makes us better as a couple. It makes us more one. Like, me fighting with my kids, I could be like, well, I should just like give them whatever they want, because if I fight against them, like it just makes my life harder. Like, no, that's not how it works. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be challenging, but those challenges are going to help. It's just growth. You're going to learn things. You're going to have things happen that you're like, oh, God, that like hurt a little bit. That's kind of rough, but like I'm through it. I'm past it. I'm good. Like, you know, in this business, those things just look like, you know, I had my first person tell me no. Okay. And now I've got through that. I'm used to that. I'm good with that. Like, I understand that. Now I had my first person block me during signing up. Now I had my first person block me right after they signed up. Okay. Now I had this person that I've been working with for a while who quit. Now I went through this period where I like said the wrong thing to this person. Like, there's going to be like higher level things that you just grow through. I've been in this business for 6.5 years, you guys. I'm not the same person that I was 6.5 years ago when I joined. There are certain things about me that are the same, but like, I'm so much better. I'm just better in so many ways at this business, at life, as a person. And this business has helped me grow through these things. And if I looked at all of the growth that I had to go through along the way as this horrible thing that just like was miserable, then I wouldn't have had any fun. But I look back, and this is why it's super important for you guys to learn to be grateful. Like, even in the storms, even in the wilderness where you've gotten past the fear and you've gotten past the border bullies, and you're just kind of like moving towards your goals and growing and changing, and you win some battles and you lose some battles, and like you just keep going. It's so important to remember to be grateful, because when you keep a grateful heart for everything that's happening along the way, you are going to start to recognize the good stuff that's happening amidst, some of those curveballs that are getting thrown your way. And I know that there's some new people on here, so I'm not trying to scare you. Like I said, the worst things that are going to happen that you're going to have to grow through are just like interpersonal things, like dealing with people, just different situations, different scenarios. It's never going to be life or death. You're never going to be put in physical danger, physical pain from this business. There's like some emotional stuff with it. But if you just start to recognize that it's just a part of the process and it's shaping you into who you need to be to reach your dreams, then you're just going to like enjoy the process so much more. Okay. So that growth is going to happen. And there was something that I was going to share from this. I don't remember. But yeah, I don't remember. But anyway, you just have to, that's why you have to have that dream. You have to have that dream, and you have to have it somewhere that you see it every day, because every time you go through the times when you feel like you're failing, or the times when you feel like you're overwhelmed or underqualified or unworthy, you take out that dream and you look at it and you go, is this worth it? This life that I have like this longing for, is this worth it? And every single time the answer should be yes, because you were created for that, and that dream was created for you, and those things that you desire are meant to be yours. You just have to become the person that you need to be to have them. Like, how amazing is that? So there was one last thing that I wanted to talk about. Now I just lost it. I had it and I lost it. It's like rough time of the night for me. After the kids go to bed, my brain is just shutting down. Um, yeah, something else. I don't know. But um, this business is just such, well, I just almost had it and then I lost it again. Um, yeah, so I do these Zooms every week on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Sometimes I have guests. But yeah, this is like my team huddle. I'm really mad at myself. I just completely lost my train of thought. But, and like, nope, totally lost it. That's embarrassing. Oh, I remember. Okay. So here's the last thing. Okay. Last thing. And I'm going to close with this. So sometimes you guys, we get into this tug of war with our dream and our comfort. And here's the thing. You can't have both. You cannot have your dream and your comfort. You can have one or the other. Because your comfort zone is you settling. That's you settling. That's you just saying, you know what? I just want like to get by. It's fine. We'll just go back to living that life that I was living when I joined this business because like whatever. Then I'm at least used to that and I can just fall back into that routine and it's fine. Like we'll spend less and my dream will just kind of like go away eventually and it's fine. Like you feel this tug of war, okay? And I know because I've been there. You feel this tug of war where you're like, but I really, really want my dream. But at the same time, like some people are telling me that I'm working too hard. Some people are telling me that I'm obsessed with this. Some people are telling me that I drank the Kool-Aid. How many of you guys have had somebody say that to you? Let's hear in the chat. Has anybody told you that it sounds like you drank the Kool-Aid? Okay, I've had people say that. I've had people tell me that I changed. I'm like, good. Yeah. If I'm drinking the Kool-Aid of like dreaming big and wanting more for my life, sure, give me that Kool-Aid. Yep. And in a cult, yeah. That's what people say when their comfort zone is disrupted, you guys. They lash out. They lash out, okay? So it's those border bullies. And you're going to kind of like go back and forth between all of these phases sometimes. And you're going to feel yourself pulled back towards your comfort zone. You're going to feel yourself come to these people, especially the people who are close to you, that might keep doing it. But like, if you can just shut them down, know what you're working towards and just like shut it out. It's going to be so much easier on you to not have to fight against that. But yeah, you feel this tug of war. Like, I don't know, like, do I just want to be comfortable? Do I just want to go back to settling? Or like, do I want to go after my dream? And these people who are telling you that you're obsessed, that you're in a cult, that you drank the Kool-Aid, it is because they aren't willing to do the things that you are willing to do to have the things that you want to have. I've had people say these things to me and it made me second guess what I was doing. Okay. Like full disclosure, you guys, I have been I worked my booty off for my first couple of years in this business. And I had people who were giving me a hard time and saying I was working too hard and saying I was obsessed with this and that I needed, to put my phone down once in a while or things like that. I had people say that stuff to me. And I was not on my phone 24/7. Like, let me first say that. I was on my phone a lot, but I was on my phone as much as those people were. It's just when I picked up my phone, I wasn't playing Candy Crush or scrolling Pinterest. I was working my business. I was signing distributors. I was signing customers. I was posting. So I had people say that to me and it did not bother me. And then one day, like I opened my ears and suddenly let these people start to influence me. And it was like everywhere I turned, people were telling me that I was working too hard, that I was obsessed, that like I should, like, when is enough going to be enough? Things like that. And I let it diminish me. And I stopped working my business like I was obsessed with it. And the reason that I worked my business like I was obsessed with it was not because I was obsessed with my business. I was obsessed with, I was obsessed with the income. I was obsessed with the impact that I was having and the people I was able to help. But I was obsessed with the freedom. I was obsessed with the dreams that I was working towards. That was my obsession. And people made it sound like it was a bad thing. And they made me feel like it was a bad thing. You guys, nobody who is where you are wanting to be, the people who are living your dream life that you look at them and you're like, yep, that's where I want to be. That's what I want my life to look like. That's how I want to feel. Like that's like the essence of who I want to become. Those people are not going to look at you and say you're working too hard. Cool it. Settle down. Spend less time on your phone. You're obsessed. You're in a cult. You drank the Kool-Aid. Those people aren't going to tell you that. They're going to keep lifting you up and inspiring you, and they're going to keep going on. The people who are saying these things to you are people who are not willing to do the things that you're trying to do. Like, that's it. So don't let those people influence you, because those are the things that like pull you back towards that comfort zone. And you have to just believe so hard and so big in the dreams that you are feeling called to, and like just run in the opposite direction of your comfort. Does it mean giving up things like Candy Crush? Does it mean giving up on binge watching Netflix? Yeah. But do you know what you get in exchange for it? And it's not going to be instant gratification. Okay. It's not going to be instant gratification. You're going to give up Netflix for like 6 months, and then you're going to start to see the things that are happening. So you can't just be like, well, I gave up Netflix for a week and like nothing changed. It's not going to be instant. So anyway, you're giving up temporary comfort for infinite freedom. You're giving up temporary comfort. You're giving up settling so that you can go after your dreams. Okay. You have to like burn the ships, right? Burn the ships. You have to stop allowing yourself the option to go back to that life. Like, there is no plan B. I don't know if you guys watched Jade's live this morning in the big team page, but like, you have to make it so that you don't have a plan B. There is no plan B. This business is all the plans. This is it. This is it for you. And when you decide what your dream is, you get really clear on that. And then you decide like, okay, I'm cutting ties with the old life. I'm cutting ties with familiar. I'm done with that. I'm never going back to that life again. This is where I'm going to. And I don't care if it takes me 10 years to get there. That's where I'm going to, because I'm not going back to settling for that life anymore. You guys, I'm not settling for going back to working 2 jobs to make, $65,000 a year, to be in debt and have no savings account and constantly have to say we can't afford different things that we want. I'm not going back to that life ever. Like, I've tasted freedom. I'm never going back to that life. There is no plan B. And I had to do that even before I got to experience the true, like the true success that this business could give me. I had to make that decision that there was no plan B. Like, I had to take giving up off the table. I had to take like getting a different job off the table. It wasn't an option for me anymore. Just take it off the table. Like, I think of this business like I think of my marriage. And when I got married, divorce wasn't an option. And this is not me like throwing shade at anybody if you've gone through a divorce or somebody who's gone through a divorce or anything like that. Like, I understand that there are different situations and whatever. So I'm not trying to offend anybody, but like, for me, going into this marriage, we said divorce is not an option. Okay. And what that means is that every time we come to something hard, like, we know what our dream relationship looks like. We know what our dream marriage looks like. And that's what we're working towards every single day. And it does not mean that it's easy. And it doesn't mean that every day that we don't fight about something. But we're growing. And because divorce isn't an option, it means that we are always solution minded. It means we are always going, okay, this is what's going on. How do I fix it so that we can move closer in the direction of our dream marriage? Okay. And it's the same thing with kids. Like, you have kids. You can't just like decide one day, like, you know what, being a mom, it's really not for me. Like, I know that there are some people who do that, but you can't really do that. So I have my kids and I don't have any like plan B for my kids. Like, I am their mom. So I have to figure it out. So if something's not working with motherhood, I have to figure it out. If something's not working in my marriage, I have to figure it out. If something's not working in my business, which is the vehicle to my dreams, I have to figure it out, right? Does that make sense to you guys? So I'm going to hop off. I'm going to let you guys go because I know I've kept you on for a while. I'm very, very honored that you guys hopped on with me tonight. I hope that I gave you some good stuff to think about, but here's your homework. 15 minutes tonight. Get very clear about what your dreams are. write them down. Write them down, put them on a board where you can see them, put them on the wallpaper of your phone, journal about them, but get so clear on what you want your life to look like. Like in your heart of hearts, what do you feel called to a life of? Like, do you have land? Are you debt free? Do you vacation? Do you fund some organization? Are you adapting? Like, what does your life look like? I don't care how big or small you want to go today. Take 15 minutes and get very, very clear on that. And you should get chills. When you make your dreams, you should have chills, because you know that those are the things that you are meant for, that those are the things that you are created for, that you are worthy of them and you are capable of having them. But first you have to figure out what those things are. Okay. So write them down. And then if you can afford it, or you can ask for it for an early Christmas present, get The Dream Giver and read it. And then read it again and again and again, because it's so good. And it just so clearly lines out all the steps of dreaming. And you can kind of realize where you are in the process and understand that it's a part of it. Because, so much of, I've been in this business for 6.5 years and I'm reading this book now. I wish I had read it at the beginning of my business. Now I'm going to read it with my kids someday, but I wish I had this at the beginning. I'm reading it now, though, 6.5 years, and reading it and looking back and going, oh yes, I remember when I went through that at this point in my business. So that was normal. That was a part of it. And then, anything that I'm going through now, I'm reading this and realizing oh my gosh, this is just a normal part of it. How many of you guys are on TikTok? I'm on TikTok, and that's like real momness. That's what everybody is using TikTok right now. It's mom confessions and woman confessions and wife confessions. And people are sharing very intimate things about their life. But I'm oh my God, I thought it was only me. And there's thousands of comments on it. And we're oh my God, you do that too? So do I. TikTok is just making me realize that all of the weird stuff that goes on inside my brain and my heart and in my home and my relationships, it goes on everywhere. It's kind of like the book, Everybody Poops, So we all go through this stuff. Anything that you go through, I promise you that somebody else is going through it, has gone through it, and it's just a normal part of the process. Okay. But this book just it just lays it out so well. So, and if you do a lot of commuting, get it on Audible instead of reading it physically, because you can listen to it real quick. So thank you guys so much for hopping on with me tonight. Hope it was good. I'll put the recording on my YouTube channel, and that's it. Bye.